Baby Jumbo Josh, Baby Stinger Flynn, Baby Sheriff Toadster, and Baby Opala Bird. These are some of the baby characters completely absent from Garten of Banban Zero, and today I'll be explaining why this is, and theorizing on where they are. So firstly, before we jump into where these babies are, do baby versions of other characters even exist? And while you might think every mascot has a baby form, it's not that simple. As for example, Nabnalina, Nablib's female counterpart, was brought to life by the player, confirming she doesn't have a baby form. Other characters, like Solfeus and Syringan, also most likely don't have a juvenile version. But it's safe to assume that all the other characters do in fact have a baby form. For example, in one of the graded homework papers, there are mentions of a baby Brushister and Sheriff Toadster. So, if these baby characters exist, where are they? Well, in the game, we only see Baby Banban, Baby Banbalina, Baby Truffle Toot, Baby Nabnab, Baby Bittergiggle, Baby Kittysaurus, and Baby Slow Celine, with it being unknown whether Remamba is in his baby form in Garten of Banban Zero. But for the rest of the characters, like Baby Jumbo Josh or Baby Opala Bird, there are 3 places they could be. And if you're enjoying the video so far, remember to subscribe, as I am trying to reach 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We're almost at 30,000 subscribers already, so make sure to subscribe if you want daily Garten of Banban videos. The first theory is that these missing mascots are the floating eyes, as if you look up in the main hub area of Banban Zero, you'll see these giant eyes staring down on us, which haven't really been explained. When all the eyes are wide open, I counted around 16 in the main menu, and the main hub area in-game has over 30 eyes watching us, which is way more mascots than we know of, outside of the juvenile ones that make an appearance in Banban Zero. But this can easily be explained by unrevealed characters. However, I honestly think this is the weakest explanation, as there are a lot of plot holes in the theory. Like, how are the mascots floating in the air? These are probably just cameras disguised as eyes to watch the babies, as we haven't seen any other way the scientists could have monitored the baby characters. The next explanation is that they are simply stored in another place, separate from the connected pit. And while this is plausible, it's a pretty boring answer to such a big question. And finally, the most probable explanation for the absence of these juvenile characters, they are all being stored in the other holes of the connected pit. As if you don't know, there are these giant holes that can be found on the walls of the connected pit. With the only 3 we've been able to enter, this blue hole, this red hole, and another blue hole, holding the containment cells for some of the mascots. So, it can be assumed that the rest of the baby characters are also being held in containment cells up in some of these holes, since they serve no purpose, other than being a core design choice. This is the best explanation for the lack of other baby characters, and hopefully answered one of your biggest questions about the game. But what do you think? Share your own theories in the comments down below, and remember to subscribe.